are fully qualified to give that message simply because nobody else is going to have that same message. And I was watching one of my friends who's actually a YouTuber as well. And he was posting a video and I was watching it. Of course, I watched all of his videos. And I was thinking to myself, why don't more people in our age group post more content? And I started to think that it is a really strong rhetoric around us as 20 to 30-year-olds and early 30s that we shouldn't share what we have to say because we don't really know much of the world. We don't really know what's going on. We're not in touch with all the things that we need to know. I think that is a complete fallacy because that's basically saying at a certain age you just all of a sudden are showered and downloaded with a whole bunch of information, you all of a sudden become an adult. No. There are some people who become an adult at 14 and they become extremely wise by the age of 18. And there's some people who are 35 who still aren't adults. And so I think doing this knowledge thing based off age is actually the worst thing that we can possibly do. The other thing that bothers me so much is it also holds people back from posting content. I did a podcast with All Star Lifestyle maybe like a week and a half ago at some point. I reposted it to my YouTube. It was probably like a week ago. And in that video, we talked about how can people start to post content consistently? How can people get to the point where they are content creators if they want to be content creators? Because that is an entire niche of itself. Just a group of people who want to become content creators who cannot become content creators right now because they don't have what it takes to do that. They don't have the courage to do that. And I think it heavily lies on the fact that they don't think they know enough, or they don't think they should be saying what they want to say. And I think that is a completely unnecessary, dumb way of thinking. We have to get out of the mindset that only a certain age is able to share what they know. You know what? I've actually learned so much from people that are younger than me as far as finance, as far as social media content. I mean, even people who are like 2-3 years older than me have taught me so much, more than anyone who is older. Why? Because it's a completely different generation. And so if you think about it that way, you're like, you're part of a generation in your 20s or early 30s where you hold information that people who are 35, 40, 50 don't have. They don't know what that life is. Like, they don't even know how to record videos half the time. And so, like, even to hold a camera and just record it. So there's so much knowledge that you have that someone else needs, to hear. And you have to put your message out there. Don't think that you're too young, or that you're not smart enough, or that you need a degree for a certain thing or a certificate for a certain thing. Everyone that I've learned from doesn't have a certificate in social media content creation. They don't have a certification in, well, there is no certification in personal finance, but like they're like a finance based degree. Nobody has that. It's based on personal experience, and I think personal experience is so much more valuable. Like, it's so much more valuable. You know why? Because most of the people that go to school cheat their way through school. I'm just gonna be honest. A lot of people cheat their way through, and a lot of people don't leave with any actual information. Now, I am 100% avid supporter of college. I think everybody should go to college. Why do I say that? Because college is going to lead you to understanding yourself more. Everything we do in life is to understand ourselves more. We're never getting into a journey, like, to go to college. Like, you're never going to get into a journey simply to get the thing that's at the end. You're doing the journey so that you can become the person who gets to the end of that journey. So when you go to school, you're not just going to get the degree. Like, you're going to notice you're a completely different person after college. And it's not because you did the schoolwork and the homework. It's because of everything you went through along the way. And it applies to everything. Like, if you stand true in all the things that you want to do, and you stand true in all the things that you believe in and that you want to go for, at some point, those things are going to lead you to becoming an entirely different person. So I 100% support college. Why? Because it's just another avenue for you to learn yourself deeply. And it's a really great way to learn about finance, learn about who you are as a person, learn about your consistency, learn about your dedication, learn about yourself, your work ethic, learn about how you manage relationships, learn how you balance life. Literally is one of the best avenues to learn yourself. I'm not gonna lie. I would 1,000% recommend college to everyone. Now, I would also recommend you go if it's being paid for and you don't have to put yourself into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt to learn yourself. But at the end of the day, it's an amazing way to learn yourself. But on top of that, like, you don't need that specific experience for the degree to go teach the thing you're getting a degree in. Because again, like, a lot of people cheat their way through. A lot of people are just doing the homework. They're ChatGPT in, they're AI in, all the homework. They're Chegg.com in the entire way through school. And so if you're reliant on a person who has a degree, how useful is their degree? Like, they're a really great elevated person because they went to school, but you're supposed to get someone based off of who they are. Like, who did they become while they were in school, and choose a person to teach you based off of that. So if you became a really amazing person that just really learned something in school, like, even if you're not teaching the thing that you went to school for, but you're teaching something you learned while you were in school, something you learned about yourself, something you learned about whatever. Like, for me, I did not go to school for finance, which I could have. I've taken micro and macroeconomics courses, college level courses when I was like 17 or 18, because I did college when I was like 17. But I don't teach anything based off of what I learned, because it was one class. I'm teaching based off personal experience about how to learn how to save and invest consistently, even if you feel like you don't make enough money. How to turn one income stream into 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And also the money beliefs and the money mindset behind money, like the psychology behind money and how money works, to be able to I don't like the word attract, but literally, like, it exists already. You just have to bring it into the life that you live, which is technically attracting. Like, it's technically attracting. I don't like the word attract for some odd reason. I'm looking for a different language, a different word for that. But that's what it is. It's like, it already exists. There's trillions of dollars floating around the earth every single day. You can't get like a few hundred of them? Like, no, like, you definitely can. But it's about you sharing the thing that you want to share, regardless of your accolades, regardless of whatever. Like, if you had enough experience to get yourself through a challenge, you have enough experience to get someone else through it. Period. You have enough experience to get somebody else through it. So if you 2 years ago knew nothing about hair, and now your hair is healthy and it's all the way down to your ankles, and it's touching and it's sweeping your pinky toe, you might want to get on the internet and tell people about how to retain hair length. But at the same time, you don't have a cosmetology license, so you can't go out and do it on other people, or you can't go out and tell them this is how you do it, or go start a school. But you can educate people, because there's people that are all around the world who aren't going to want to pay to go to school to learn that thing. There's so many people who aren't going to want to become a cosmetologist just to grow their own natural hair. This is where you come in. So when all the people who want to learn how to do hair go to cosmetology school, you are setting yourself apart by saying, hey, I learned how to do this thing that everybody wants. So people that are going to cosmetology school, going to get that technically like a license, they're going to get that license for that. They're not doing it for the same reasons as you. Like, they're doing it so they can start a hair business. They're doing it so they can work in a salon. They're doing it so that they can be the codes with their state board, with their cosmetology state board, or that they can start a hair school or a cosmetology school. You're doing it so you can help the individual people all across the United States, all across the world, who want to fix one thing, which is the one thing that you learned for yourself, which is to retain hair length. And this can be extrapolated, aka taken and applied to literally everything in life. Figure out that one thing that was like, dang, this was a hard challenge that I overcame. And yes, I may not have the accolades to do it as in like doing it as a career or doing it as like a job or doing it freelancing out in the world in the industry. But there are people dropped like all over the world who don't want to have to go to school just to learn that one thing. Nobody's going to want to go get a CFA just so they can learn their own personal finance. No one's going to want to go get a finance degree so they can learn their own personal finance. You can help people with that through just telling them what you did for your own stuff. Now, this is obviously not going to be financial advice, but CFAs can get you financial, well, technically they can. But let's just say financial advisors in general are not supposed to give you investing advice. They're not supposed to tell you what to do with your finances. It's the same thing. Like a doctor can prescribe you all types of, he can literally run tests on you, run labs on you, look exactly at all the quantifications and qualifications of all your diagnoses, give you a prescription, and you can still choose not to take it. He can't force it down your throat. You still have to know, like, I get to choose to take this or not. It's the same way with any type of financial advisor. They technically still, unless you're paying them individually to do that for you and they're certified to do that, which a lot of financial advisors are not certified to do. Like a lot of financial advisors that we're going to find on the internet are going to be people who are just giving general financial advice. Like I have a CFA, but he gives me general financial advice on my stock portfolio. Like he just gives me general advice. I mean, that's not really information you can really teach anyway, because it's really simple. Just pick a low index fund and just put money into your Roth IRA. That's basically how that goes. But he rebalances my account and he does certain things for me to make sure that I keep my management fees low for all of the things that my portfolio encapsulates. But there's so many things about personal finance that man can't tell me. He can teach me so much about Roth IRAs and other types of IRAs, trad IRAs. He can't tell me how to do a budget. And so he can't teach me how to save and invest. He can't teach me how to get a budget so that I can find money within my income that I can use for my bills, for investing, to build a portfolio. He can't teach me that. So I'm saying all that in hopes that you understand whatever specific thing that you did for yourself, there's somebody out here who needs specific help with that. Like there's somebody out here who needs help with budgeting. There's someone out here who needs help trying to find money within their budget. Like they don't feel like they make enough money. But I have that information. And so I would be wrong to not share that or to not bring resources. Obviously, it's not going to be legal financial advice, but these are the things that I did to get to where I am financially. So say what you want to say as far as what you've learned, what you've taught yourself, what you have educated yourself on, because there's literally somebody who needs to know it. There's somebody across the world somewhere. That's happened to me too. There's been so many small things. Like back when TikTok was a thing, there was this one girl teaching viral hacks for TikTok. And it wasn't really viral hacks. It was more so SEO, which is search engine optimization, which basically is all the behind the scenes, all the BTS, which is behind the scenes, of how to make a TikTok video appropriate for the algorithm. Instead of just putting a video out there, here's how you make the video actually be absorbed by the algorithm so that it can be pushed out. That's basically what it was. But she called it viral, whatever, because that's obviously a catchy title. However, she doesn't have a social media management agency. She doesn't have a social media management company. She doesn't work for a social media management company. She doesn't even really do social media anymore. But at one point, she had got herself to a place where she understood some certain information, and that helped me. Now, I got that course almost a year ago, and when TikTok was a thing, I had multiple viral videos, and all the things she taught me in those courses helped me to make videos that had appropriate SEO. Now, it was still my own fault and my own problem, my own responsibility to have videos that had a messaging and a content that was actually wanted by the viewer, because the algorithm wants all the SEO. The people who are watching the video want the actual content. So if I have all the right SEO, but the content is trash, it's still not going to go viral. So it's two parts to the pie. And she never taught the other part, which I didn't know till later on. But that's not the point. There was something that I needed at that time as far as SEO that I just can't. I'm not going to go get a 4-year degree in social media management or go work for a social media management company and go do, like, I would much rather just buy your one course and learn the information in a day. And that's the information that you can provide to other people if you can get out of your head and get out of the mindset that you can't share what you want to share. Because there's somebody literally across the world somewhere who's going to find your information, who really, really, really needs your help, who really needs your help with that one thing, who needs exactly what you have to offer to them. Everything that you're going to say might sound crazy coming from your head, but there's one person who's just going to scroll and come across your video and be like, oh my gosh, I resonate with this person so much. I can't believe that I didn't know she existed. Or I can't believe I didn't know he existed. And you're going to find people who resonate with you. And that's what it's about. It's not about just getting the post with the highest likes and the highest engagement. It's about having an actual community of people who can be helped and they find value in the thing that you have to offer. But it starts with knowing you have something to offer. You absolutely have something to offer because you've already done something for yourself. You've already coached yourself through something. You've already overcame something. And so use that thing you overcame to help other people who need that same assistance. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys enjoyed.